Hey, how you doing there again, folks? Me again, of course, Brandon Wenzel. Come back at you, another offering off my sampler platter. Yes, indeed, folks, sampler for you, series of videos I've been doing for a little while now. Go over there, try out food and drink items. I eat stuff, I drink stuff, then, folks, I'm going to talk about the stuff. I'm going to let you know all that you need to know about hopefully delicious stuff that time I'm doing this, folks, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to pick up an item, and I think it's the item that I think it is, and if it's not, then it'll get interesting. But we'll get to that. Folks, it's a super simple format. I'm going to go over there, I'm going to try out food and or drink items for you. Whilst I'm doing so, I'm yammering on about it for a bit. Whilst I'm doing all that, I'm inside my truck, and whilst I'm doing all that, folks, I'm wearing a super cool shirt. Folks, when I wear super cool shirts, I always like to highlight the super cool shirt. What super cool shirt am I wearing for today, folks? Well, it happens to be my Nerve Pitch shirt. Probably one of my favorite shirts. I really like this shirt. If you're unfamiliar with the band Nerve Pitch, you wouldn't be alone. They were never that big of a band, and honestly, I only got into them last year, late 2023. But they did become a bit of a thing on the internet for reasons. You see, they were a band that was out of Canada, sort of the new metal variety in like the early 2000s. They didn't have a long run, but they did manage to go over there, put out an EP and an album, and that was kind of it. You know, they did their thing, called their time, was what it was. But when people eventually started uploading their music and trying to collect what was there, it turned out that there were a couple songs that nobody could find. Like, it was just, there was nowhere on the internet. So for a number of years, people were trying to find it, thinking that it was just lost media. But eventually, in 2024, they went over there, or maybe late 2023, one of the previous members was able to finally upload the final two songs, and that's actually kind of when I got into them, was like slightly before that. And I just think they're a really cool band. I really like their stuff, so if you happen to be interested or anything like that, I'd be happy to kind of point you in that direction. But anyway, what am I trying for you today, folks? What are we doing here? Well, like I said, I have two items next to me, and I think I'm grabbing the right one. Boom! What is it? Where's it from? Boom! It's from Panera Bread. This, I believe, is their new steak and wake sandwich thing. We're going to get into it. Apparently, it consists of marinated sliced steak, scrambled egg, aged white cheddar, salt and pepper on ciabatta. Let's take a look and make sure that it's actually the thing that I think it is. Yep, okay. So here's the thing about this. It's a breakfast sandwich, but for all intents and purposes, boom, I'm calling it a breakfast sub sandwich. And folks, what with it being a sub sandwich, that means I have to preface this video. Three things real quick. Number one, boy, that's hot. We're going to put that down. Number one being that for over 2 years now, I've been going on sub sandwich adventures. What that means is I've been going out to basically every place that sells sub sandwiches, be they chain locations, delis, what have you. I've been going over there, trying out subs, reviewing them, posting them to my YouTube channel. But I'm such a nice guy, I don't just post on my YouTube channel, and that's where number two comes in, because I also have a specific playlist called Subs for Subs, which is just where my sub sandwich reviews go. Time I'm doing this, I have over 100 sub sandwich reviews, and that's where number three comes into play, because maybe that's not enough for you. Maybe you want even more sub sandwich review and goodness. All you have to do, folks, is wait until Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is sub day. That's the day when I go over there and I upload my sub sandwich reviews. It'll be the day that this sandwich review goes up. It's just a thing, folks. I've been doing it for a while now, so anyway, let's, oh boy, it is greasy. Is it greasy or just shiny? I don't know. I mean, it's more just shiny. But anyway, yeah, I'm calling it a sub sandwich. Is it? I don't know. Well, wow, that's not a lot of steak. All right, let's get a thing for the thing real quick here. Kind of, I'll do it like this. It looks like this. Ha 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 ha. Let's give it a go. Bread is really nice, as you would expect. Nice and firm on the outside. Toasted a little bit. Nice and crispy. Enjoying the bread. The eggs are fine. I will say, Considering that they literally list salt and pepper as a couple of the ingredients, which seemed a little bit weird anyway, because you'd just kind of expect, if we're being honest. I don't know, man. I'm not getting a lot in the way of salt and pepper, at least not the way that I like it. When I make scrambled eggs, man, I don't like dollop it on. In fact, I'm more of a pepper guy than a salt guy. But, a little sprinkling of salt, a little bit heavier on the pepper. That's how I personally like it. These, for what they are, they're not bad, but they do taste a little bit under-seasoned. I think if the salt and pepper that they proclaim so proudly on the website were a little bit more prominent. But very okay. I mean, I've reviewed stuff from Panera before, and they're very hit or miss for me. Some of their stuff I think is genuinely pretty solid. Some of their stuff I think is kind of weak. One thing I gotta say, I really feel like they could have gone heavier on the steak. It's definitely sort of, funny thing is, instead of being front loaded, it's kind of middle loaded. So it is a little bit heavier in the middle than on the front or the back end. I feel like, yeah, to be fair, I think the sandwich was like $7, in today's economy. That's not horrible for what it is, especially by Panera standards, if we're being honest. Steak itself is tender. Consistency reminds me a little bit of like kind of along the lines of a Philly cheesesteak. Has an okay taste to it. It's definitely better than like your straight bargain bin, steak breakfast sandwiches. But I also wouldn't consider it to be anything really to write home about. Like, even if I'm thinking sort of like McDonald's, their steak, egg, and cheese bagel, I'd honestly say that the steak on that is a little bit more flavorful than this. Like, that's definitely sort of the theme I'm getting from this. It just feels under-seasoned, like, it's not bad, but it's kind of just, it's not doing a lot for me. The bread is definitely the best aspect, far and away. The other elements don't feel poorly prepared, mind you, but again, just under-seasoned. Like, I'm not getting any pepper, I'm not really getting any salt. A little bit of that could have gone a long way. Steak, again, it's okay. It's, yeah. Okay, well, 2 questions have to be asked. Would I get it again? Would I recommend it? Probably not and probably not. Like, it's not terrible. Like I said, I've definitely had way worse breakfast sandwiches out there. But, again, this is one of those things where it's like, a little extra seasoning really would have gone a long way with this, And again, I'm not saying you have to go over there and cram it all on there. And, of course, that's going to vary from person to person. But I do really feel like in this instance, I am probably representing kind of the overall individual in that, everything about it was cooked okay, but again, for fuck's sake, you list salt and pepper on the description on the website. I got no pepper taste from it, maybe a little salt. It just, yeah, would that have gone over there and made it like a truly epic breakfast sandwich? No, but it would have at least gone over there and kind of put it more in the realm of something where I could have been like, okay, yeah, maybe go, yeah. But yeah, for me personally, well, it's not bad. I don't need to pay that much for that, I think even in its penultimate form, it still would have been a fairly, kind of okay breakfast sandwich. I can get other ones that I prefer, for cheaper. So, if I'm recommending it, I just feel like, especially with this being like a new item, so it's kind of a featured item, if you will. I love the idea of like a breakfast sub. I mean, even though maybe it's a sub, maybe it's not. It's what I'm calling it. I love that idea. I'm kind of surprised that more places don't have, breakfast subs as like an option. Yeah, it's just kind of okay. And I think that Panera themselves have better options out there. I like the idea behind it, I really do, but I think that it needs a little bit more razzle dazzle, or at the very least, again, it needs to be, seasoned properly so that you're getting a little extra oomph. Yeah, especially if you're paying $7 for it. So it's not a terrible sandwich, but 5 things before I get out of here. Have yourself a great rest of your day, spectacular rest of your week, monumental rest of month, stupendous rest of your year. Folks, go over there themselves a truly, why aren't there breakfast sub sandwiches tastic rest of your life? Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I'll let go of the sampler platter and I'll open up my own breakfast sub shop. There's got to be a market. Final 2 things. Number 1, try to bring some positivity into the world. It's not always possible. It is, however, always appreciated. But what you do can do all the time, I know I can do all the time. Here's what you're going to do, folks. You're going to try not to be an asshole. Folks, not always the easiest thing in the world to not be an asshole. Trust me. I know it. I live it. I'm out there every day with you in it. Life can be stressful and frustrating and just bullshit sometimes, folks. And when we find ourselves in situations where we have to deal with said bullshit, it's important we go over there whenever possible. Take a step back, try to mitigate the level of assholishness in our lives, hopefully do better for ourselves and for those around us. Very final thing, folks, do the thing. Whatever the thing is for you, that's what I want you to go out and do. Folks, what do you think about the breakfast sub idea? I mean, I do not have the capital nor the experience on any level to go over there and actually make a spot like that, occur. But I do genuinely kind of like the idea. Like, I think that could be a thing. I mean, I guess the argument would be, well, do you really want a sub sandwich for breakfast? I do. But I'm me. So, let me know in the comments. I'd really like to hear your thoughts. But anyway,